Good day from the 65th Annual Cannes Film Festival. I'm Ian Roberts, and I'm presenting to you a program created by Paramax and Monde Ouest, a program entitled Cannes Echo 2012 in partnership with Screen International. In our program, we have a unique opportunity to take a look into the world of film finance. Through a series of interviews and roundtables, we gain valuable insight from the leaders of the film finance industry and how they are bridging the gap between unique storytelling and the financial resources to make them become a big screen cinematic experience. In this edition of our Cannes Echo series, we had a unique opportunity to sit down with Vinca JARRETT of FilmPro Finance and a number of the few remaining bankers that are still financing films today. Let's take a closer look and listen to what they had to say.
Hello, I'm here with Cannes Echo 2012, the banking panel. My name is Vinca JARRETT. I'm with FilmPro Finance, and we have a great panel discussion for you today. Thank you for coming today. And Charlene, when is it the right time to go to a bank?
Hello, thank you, Vinca. We always encourage our clients or potential clients to come to us as early in the process as possible, at least for an introduction, so we can go over the process of how a bank financing works. So when they're actually starting to put together, they've developed a script, they're out now approaching buyers, broadcasters, we want them to come to us so that we can lead them in a path that's going to help them facilitate the banking finance aspect of it as quickly as possible. And we're going to help them, especially if they're newer in the process, we want to direct them to the right professionals in the industry, lawyers, accountants, etc., that can help also smooth this process and make sure that they get the best value so that they can spend their time being creative and putting their money on screen and not worrying about this aspect of the process, which is necessary.
How do banks work with private financiers?
Well, we often work with equity participants who may just be interested in being involved in the film business from just a purely financial standpoint, not having any creative. But I've also worked with Peter on a deal recently where he provided the gap financing and pre-sale financing. I did some also pre-sale and tax credit financing. It happened to be a particular situation where his speed and flexibility helped in a situation where I was, dealing with a large chunk of the Canadian aspect of the film. So we also do gap financing, but in that particular case, it just was more advantageous for the producer and what was needed at the time for us to work together. So we have a very nice relationship.
So was that an American-Canadian co-production where you had money coming in from both sides of the states?
In this case, it was actually a Canadian feature film. They did have pre-sales, international pre-sales. They have a sales agent involved. It's a nice profile project. And Peter and I had a good time working on it because we just found we complemented each other quite a bit. And the producers were very, valued that aspect of the relationship.
These scams that we see prolifically in the States and in Canada right now?
I think I was going to say one of the things when we look at gap that we consider with these kinds of situations is if a film doesn't have interest, if there's not an interest in the marketplace, if there's not pre-sales, if a real distributor isn't ready to put up a minimum guarantee for the future, for the rights when the film is completed, then you have to sort of ask yourself, is that project ready to be made? Does it have the right elements? Is it going to be successful in the market? So that's another telltale sign. So if they're going and looking for a $50 million film and they need $50 million of financing because they have no other sources and they're looking for equity, it's usually time to do more homework.
We're at the major film festival and market in the world, Cannes. Does that impact the sale of films for you guys that you get involved with, for each one of you? Do you have films selling at the market right now? And is it important to you as bankers when you look at it that a film has a chance to go to a festival or a market like the Cannes Film Festival?
It's also great that we do come to the market. Our clients genuinely appreciate it because sometimes they need a quick face-to-face meeting with us to discuss something happening in a particular project. They might have a couple of different offers. They'll look to us as how much support we would give financially to a particular contract, so that might make a difference to them. So there's a lot of consultation going on at the markets, so it's a very active process. It's a very active process. We're very busy.
What's one piece of advice you would give to investors in the film industry that were going to involve bank financing for an independent film?
Also making sure they have an experienced producer, they know that producer has a track record, and that they do actually educate themselves a little bit about how the industry works so that they feel a little bit more comfortable. And we always recommend, go to a market, talk to people. Everybody's willing to talk. So it's good to come to these markets if you're looking to invest.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Cannes Echo Banking Panel and Cannes 2012 panelists. I appreciate your time today, and thank you for participating.
Thank you for watching our Cannes Echo 2012 series.